A long time ago, in the bustling city of Accra, lived a couple named Ajua and Dila. Life in the city was noisy. The streets were always filled with the honking of cars, the chatter of people, and the loud cries of street vendors selling everything from fried fish to colorful fabrics. Ajua worked as a tailor in the busy Makola market. She was known for her beautiful designs, and people came from far and wide to have her sew their clothes for special occasions. Her husband Dila was a mechanic who owned a small workshop. Dila could fix anything: cars, motorbikes, even sewing machines. Together, they were hardworking and hopeful, but something was missing from their lives. Ajua and Dila had been married for 12 years, but had no children. Every night, Ajua would cry silently, praying to God to bless her with a child. Dila, she whispered one night, "Do you think we will ever have a baby?" Dila held her close. "Ajua, don't lose hope. Our time will come." One bright morning, as Ajua was opening her shop, she felt dizzy and had to sit down. But the dizziness didn't go away. Later, she visited the hospital. When the doctor smiled and said, "Madam, you're pregnant," Ajua almost fainted from the shock and joy. She rushed home to tell Dila the good news. Dila, we're having a baby," she cried. Dila dropped his tools and ran to her, lifting her off the ground. "Praise be to God, Ajua. Our prayers have been answered." The news spread quickly and their friends and neighbors congratulated them. But as the months went by, the city's noise and stress began to bother Ajua. "Dila," she said one evening, "I think we need a change. Let's go to Aku. The air is fresh and the food is better for the baby." Dila agreed. "It will be good for us to take a break. Let's go and enjoy the simple life." Aku was a quiet village surrounded by green hills and tall trees, and the streams flowed gently through the fields. Ajua and Dila moved into a cozy little house with a thatched roof and a garden full of flowers. Every morning, Ajua woke up to the sound of roosters crowing. She would take a walk to the market where villagers sold fresh produce like yam, plantains, coconuts, and mangoes. Dila, ever the handyman, started helping the villagers fix their tools, bicycles, even roofs. The villagers loved them. "Ajua, your life is like sunshine," one woman said. "And Dila, you have magic hands. You can fix anything," a farmer added. Ajua and Dila felt happy and at peace, but their joy didn't last long. One night, as they lay in bed, they heard a faint meow outside the window. "Did you hear that?" Ajua whispered. Dila nodded. "It's just a cat. Go to sleep." But the mewing continued, growing louder and more unsettling. The next morning, as Ajua went for her usual walk, she noticed 3 cats following her. She waved them away, but they didn't leave. "Shoo, go away," she said, but the cats only stared at her with unblinking eyes. That evening, more cats appeared, sitting on the porch and staring at the house. Ajua tried to ignore them, but she felt uneasy. Within days, the number of cats grew. Wherever Ajua went, whether to the market or to visit a neighbor, the cats followed her. At first, Dila tried to chase them away. "Get out of here, go," he shouted, throwing stones, but the cats didn't budge. At night, their mews surrounded the house. Ajua couldn't sleep. "Dila, why are they following me? What do they want?" "I don't know," Dila replied, worried. "Maybe they think we have food." But Ajua knew it was more than food. The cat's glowing eyes seemed to watch her every move. The villagers began to notice the strange behavior of the cats. Some whispered behind Ajua's back. "She must be a witch," one man said. "No, maybe the cats are protecting her because she's carrying a special child," another one suggested. One day, an old woman named Mame Essie stopped Ajua off the road. Mame Essie was known for her wisdom and everyone respected her. "Ajua," she said in a low voice, "these cats are not ordinary. They see things we cannot see. Be careful. What do you mean? Ajua asked, her voice trembling. Mama Essie sighed. I have seen something like this before, and it's ended in tragedy. You must find out why they are following you before it's too late. That night, Ajua had a terrible dream. She was running through a dark forest, chased by dozens of cats with glowing eyes and sharp claws. No matter how fast she ran, they got closer and closer. Leave me alone, she screamed in the dream. But the cats only hissed and pounced on her. She woke up sweating and screaming, with scratches on her arms and legs. Dilla, they scratched me in my dream. It's just a nightmare, Dilla said, though it looked worried. But the scratches kept appearing, and the nightmares became more frequent. Desperate for answers, Dilla suggested they visit a seer in the northern forest. The journey was long and tiring, but they were determined. When they arrived, the seer looked at Ajua and immediately began chanting. He said, shaking his head. The curse on you is older than you think. What curse? Ajua asked, frightened. The seer explained that many years ago, Ajua's ancestor had killed a sacred cat that was sent on an important mission. The cat had begged for its life, but they ignored its plea. Before it died, the cat placed a curse on the family, vowing that every pregnant woman would be tormented by cats. If the curse was not broken, the cats would take the baby. My baby? No, no one will take my child. The seer gave Ajua a special leave to bathe with for 7 nights. He also performed a ritual to appease the spirits of the sacred cats. On the 7th night, as Ajua finished her bath, the cats disappeared. The glowing eyes, the meals, and the scratches all gone. Months later, Ajua gave birth to 2 boys. They were perfect, with tiny star-shaped marks on their forehead. The day they were born, it rained heavily, and the village's crops flourished like never before. The villagers celebrated, saying, "These children are a blessing to the land." From that day on, Ajua and Dilla lived happily, never forgetting the lesson of kindness and respect for all creatures, big or small.
Moral lessons. Our actions have consequences. The curse on Ajua's family was a direct result of the actions of our ancestors. This teaches us that what we do today can have a lasting effect on future generations, and we must act responsibly. Don't judge others without knowing their struggles. The villagers gossiped and judged Ajua for being followed by cats without understanding her situation. This teaches us not to judge others hastily, as everyone is dealing with their own problems.